All right, I've gotten a lot of questions on the channel regarding Ridgeline versus Passport, and also rooftop tent versus ground tent. So I'm in a pretty good situation right now to take advantage of both and give you a little feedback on which works best for which situation. So come along and we'll explore both options. All right, so this is John with his 2019 Honda Passport Elite. John, why did you end up choosing that over the Ridgeline? Because you considered the Ridgeline.
I did. I think for me, it was a little more flexibility. Having the covered rear cargo space was important to me. I actually started out camping in this car, so using the rear space with the seats down for actually sleeping in it. And as you can see, I've got a bunch of stuff on top, so having that space was really nice for me.
So do you go off-roading very often, or is this mainly a pavement vehicle?
Well, it's my daily driver, even though it looks like it's been off-road almost all the time. I do get out most weekends. I do get it in places that it would be hard to get a standard car, so I would say it's the best of both worlds for me.
Okay, fair enough. So you said that you camp and had slept in the car. Now you're obviously using a ground tent.
Yep.
Here, this Gazelle. So why did you choose the Gazelle over a rooftop tent that would have been maybe a little more mobile?
Yeah. I think for me, obviously there's an element of cost, but as you can see, a rooftop tent is going to take up all of the roof. And I've got my Yakima carrier on top here for 4 fishing poles that are ready to go at a minute's notice. So so for me, I knew I wasn't going to have the space on the roof for the whole thing, and then that left a little more room for a pod on top in order to carry my camping gear. So I think for me, cost obviously a difference, but then also having other needs for the roof space.
Okay. And the Gazelle, so you have a T3.
I do. T3s, hard to come by these days, but I certainly enjoyed the T3.
So what do you like about it?
Well, I was using a traditional pop-up tent for a long time. You know, the ones that are 2.5 feet off the ground and you're sleeping on the ground. And what I really like about my space in here is the height, right? So I can actually get a chance to kind of stand up in here. It's not quite my height, but pretty darn close. And then, you know, the luxury of a cot is pretty nice. Pretty tough to do in a pop-up regular tent. So a hub tent like this has been a really great addition.
Cool.
So Ira, you've got plenty to choose from, but you chose the Ridgeline. Why is that?
Well, besides being Honda loyal, I like the aspect of having a truck. And a lot of people don't think this is a real truck, but it is. I think that debate's finally been settled. But the Ridgeline also gave me quite a bit of extra room for all the other things that I do around the house, whether it's hauling gravel, furniture, whatever, and a really good area to store things when I come out camping.
Ira, those are all great reasons to have a Ridgeline. Is it also your daily driver?
No, but it can be. So I have not outfitted this vehicle in a way that would make it not conducive to being a daily driver. Certainly the MPG is a little bit lower than stock from Honda, straight out of the factory because of the all-terrain tires and the level kit that's in front. But outside of that, it could totally do daily driver duties whenever it would need it. since I do have a couple dogs now, it's their daily driver. When they go somewhere, they're typically in that versus any of the other cars.
So Ira, the roof nest, tell me about that.
The roof nest I ended up getting because I thought if I got it, I would be a lot more prone to going out on my own, exploring, not waiting for a big group of people to go camping. And one of the nice things too with this is when I'm ready to go change areas, I don't have to take a ground tent and pack it away. I literally close the top of that tent, the bedding stays in there, and then off I go to find some new adventure.
And Ira, how easy is it to pop up and take down? Because that would be the concern I had, was if I need to, break camp and head out and get something in an emergency, I was worried I'd have to spend a lot of time packing things up.
Yeah, it's certainly easier to put up than it is to take down. And I think everybody that has seen a rooftop tent knows that. It's not easy to put down, but it's not difficult either. You just have to figure out what works for you. Now, in my case, I have a tailgate. So if I stand on that tailgate, I can pull the back down really easily. The front is what's difficult because of the wide angle of the roof line up here. So what I do is I take the ladder and I put it on top of my roof rack, and I stand on the roof rack itself, push down, and I'm in and out in maybe 5 minutes flat. All right, not the easiest thing in the world, but not too difficult either, right?
Well, I was pretty jealous about Ira's being able to put his rooftop tent down in just a few minutes. Let's see how the T3 Gazelle does. Start with the inside. Pull the roof down. Emerge on the other side. Pushing our 4 panels. Before you know it, we've got ourselves
I think you've got me beat.
well, it's not in the bag yet, Ira.
No, but nonetheless, I mean, the hub tents really are convenient. They're big, but they're convenient.
I will say, what you didn't see was me putting my cot, folding that down, rolling up my sleeping bags, right, putting all that stuff away. So the tent part is the least of my problems for sure.
Fair enough. All right, thanks, John.
You're welcome.